Hi, everybody. Yesterday I got a question about how can I force people to select a subcategory or subcategories, okay, depending on the membership level and all that, before they continue, before they click the save and continue button. And that was an awesome question because there's some business sites that actually need for the users to select a subcategory before they continue or even before they get searched. So for some reason or another, you require the subcategories so they can be searched in a more properly manner, or you require the subcategories for something else, like a marketing campaign. So today we're going to do this one first because my screen size is small here. Um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a couple of these fields because they're a little bit annoying. Let's do that first before we start coding um, that part of the how to check if they select a subcategory or not. Beautiful. So here, let's disable. I'm going to disable this one, the input view. Input view, just in case, is what you see here. And display view is what you see in the public profile. Okay? Just in case if you just want to hide something here, you disable the display view. If you only want to hide it on the form where they actually fill in the stuff, then you disable the input view. That one too. Quote. Just to make some space so I don't have to scroll down every time I gotta click on that. That's more than enough. Save that. Currently I gotta scroll down to see the save and continue. I wanna see it here. I'm just hiding a couple of the fields. If I refresh, hopefully it's yeah, exactly. So I don't need to scroll down to actually um click here and click the button to test it. So my idea is the following. My idea is to put like a check that validates, hey, did you select at least one option here? If so, then the save and continue is enabled and you can click on it. If not, then this will disable itself automatically. Okay. I'm also, this video is also for developers, okay, and not just for the video owners, because I wanted to avoid editing a widget. The less widgets I edit, especially if I don't know how the platform works, um, the less likely I am to cause an issue to the owner of the site in the future. So basically, you're future proofing, additionally future proofing this customization that's about to happen here. So what I do for the cases that allow me to do this is that I go to toolbox, sorry, settings, design settings. Again, for the cases where I'm able to do this, because there are some cases as a developer where maybe you need PHP or the JavaScript that you run needs to be run exactly at a specific point, not on the header or on the footer, etc. There are multiple cases on why you would need you wouldn't be able to put the code here. But for this particular one, basically the logic is this: the page loads, it checks if you actually selected something here. If not, it disables the button. If you select something, it enables the button. That's it. This can grow to, if they are a specific membership level, they need to select at least 2 or 3 or 5 before the button gets enabled. And they need to select maybe a subcategory and 3 subcategories for that one for the button to be enabled. Anyway, you can scale this to whichever level you actually want to do it. Okay. So let's start. So first, we got to put a rule. We don't want that code to be run everywhere. We just want it to run here in the dashboard of the member. Meaning whenever we see account, then the code can run. Okay? So I'm gonna put a code that says, well, if I'm in account resume, then I I run this code. That's with PHP, and I would do something like this. down and resume. Then it runs whatever JavaScript code I'm about to put in here. Because basically it's gonna be JavaScript, pure JavaScript. I don't like jQuery. I can use it and I'm an expert on it, but JavaScript has grown a lot over the past. So let's put our little baby script here. I'm gonna put defer because I want to make sure that the page loads completely before that script actually gets executed. So there's no lag or I don't know, something that affects the status of the page at that moment before the script runs. So first thing that I'm gonna do is obviously we're gonna need two variables. We need a variable that checks if something was checked here, and we need a variable for the status of the button. Okay. So how do I get this baby? So right click the checkbox, inspect, and then we look for we got input. Okay. Type checkbox, which I could use that one. But what happens if the owner adds another checkbox somewhere in here? That's gonna uh, screw the code over because the code will never know which checkbox or which area I'm actually targeting. So instead of using the checkbox as my filtering option to know which checkboxes need to be checked, I'll use a name. Okay, so it's gonna be basically input name services. So we're gonna code that one like that, and the button here is the input type submit. Okay, let's do that one. We got our baby here. Subcategory submit button example. Document reselector. Like that. That's a type. Got that baby there. Um, and then sub count. Know how many selected. Query selector. I'm gonna do all here because since there's multiple ones. Like if I know there's two input type submit, I wouldn't do query selector because that's for one element. Do all. Actually, if I knew that there are multiple ones, then I would do query selector all, and then with an array, I would select the specific one that I want. But anyway, there's only one there. Var sub account document query selector all, and that specific one is the whole family. So picking whole families. Service this, and what do we want? We want the checked ones. Okay, and then we're gonna start counting them. Let me double check something because I don't know if it's service or services. Service or services. Click service. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so we got the two baby values there. That's good. I mean the selectors for those. And now what we're gonna do is I hate when this happens. Let me just I'm very picky about making the code correct. So bear with me. We're gonna put an interval. What's an interval? What the hell is an interval? It basically we tell the system, hey, platform, check every so often in milliseconds something. Okay, and if something happens, you do this. If something doesn't happen, you do that. Um, since we're in milliseconds, I'm gonna put a quarter of a second, so 0.25 seconds. Okay, I don't. I try not to go below 100 because there might be lag on the system or something like that on the page. I mean, and we want to avoid making sure that the code works in the long run. Again, future proofing. So this part is about how often the set interval is going to happen. So how often? Every 250 milliseconds. Okay, so now that we got this, we selected, right now, we selected, created the variable here, and we got the value there. We're going to put it, let me just put it here again so it changes. I'm putting outside just to declare it, just in case I want to use this for something else. But let's just put it here so we're going to just do what I was about to, was mentioning. Count how many someone has selected. So let me do I'm doing a console log so that this thing is working. I'm not talking. For now, everything looks good. So this console log, normally a developer uses that to check here how some behavior functionality actually is working. So it gives you, it's like a debugging tool. So it's supposed to, if I click here, exactly, you see, a one, I click here, I click there. So I am getting those values. Beautiful, beautiful, I like it. Okay, so this is working correctly. So that means that this is properly selecting how many categories, subcategories I have selected, okay? So now we're creating a little baby if statement. So if I've selected something, if this is 0, it's not gonna run what's about to be inside of it. Okay, but if I've selected 0, it does something here. If I've selected more than 0, okay, then it does something here. What do we want it to do? To disable the button, the submit button. Okay, so we got the baby submit button here, and we just paste it there. And because we're using default JavaScript, I can just say this. That's it. Okay. Well, in this case, if they selected more than one, I mean, yeah, more than 0, then it enables the button. If not, it disables the button. Okay. In theory, this should work. Refresh. I don't need the console anymore. So we got the button like that. There's nothing selected, so it's not working. Let's see. Let's see what happened. Pam, 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 pam. We know that this is working. Let's double check this other one. Input type submit. Uh-huh. The only submit that I see is this one. And I don't see a, oh, snap. It's, okay, so we have a submit at the top. So anyway, my boo-boo, sorry, just fix that super fast. Okay, so now it should be affecting, instead of the first one that it found, it should be affecting second one. Basically, that's what I just said there, the second one. So here you can see I can't click. Oh my God, I can't click on the save and continue. What's happening in this world? And then I click here and oh, you got enable. Let me disable this so I can get, oh man. So I'll just pick my favorite languages, save and continue. And I can go back and you can double check. You can see that the save and continue is enabled. If I disable these options, same thing happens. You can't select them. Now, again, you can grow this more. You can make it more simpler. You can put a you can simplify this conditional so it's like one liner. Okay. Um, you can add, for example, rules about if they're in this specific membership level, they need to pick at least 3 instead of 1. Here's 1 or more, but this can grow to something else. Okay, but you can see it's very basic, simple, in terms of the amount of work that we actually do in our site or for the partners. And I think it's going to help some people that might need this, uh, especially one of the questions that I got yesterday about this. So that was solved by this. It's super simple. You select the two here. We don't even need this one here, but again, just in case you want to scale this for the future, like in the case that I, I need to handle today, and that's it. So you can see the baby working here. You can refresh. There it is. If I disable everything, I can save it, and voila. So that's it. Think positive. And for the ones that still want to partner, either for maintenance or for like a full customization kind of thing, we got these two still available. There's two slots available. Actually, sorry, there's three here and there's two on the premium one. And here you get unlimited customizations for your site and a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not a salesperson again, so you can read this and we can have a meeting if you want to. And here's basically we take care of a whole bunch of issues that could happen on your site um, before they happen, most of them, okay? But we also make sure that your site is in tip-top shape at the database level, code level, speed. We teach you how to use the whole platform, etc. So with that said, big hugs and think positive.